Welcome back, y'all. We got that boy Get Like Prince with Trey Songz Hip Hop's new biggest creep. Is Trey Songz the new Diddy? Let's get into it.
Trey Songz, someone well known in the industry with levels of accusations that's the same as Diddy. The new Diddy, if you want to call him that. This man got accusations going back years and years, and something's telling me an insane case gonna get through on this man eventually. I don't know what it is with these celebrities and being weirdos, but Trey Songz just so happened to be.
He already had, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, he had a couple of, Trey Songz been in a couple of allegation cases. What was the one where he was at the bar, I believe, and the woman accused him of groping her? And yeah, I don't know if he got out of that situation or was it still ongoing or not.
One of them weirdos, one of the worst kind of weirdos. Trey Songz is really a name that everyone knows. If you ask any black person, any black man, anybody in the black community to sing a Trey Songz song, they gonna know something from the man. But like I said, that don't mean he's a good person. He wasn't a good person to men, women, people in general. I mean, throughout the years, we done seen Trey Songz really treat everybody like trash. I mean, a prime example of Trey Songz being on BS was in 2012 when he would get arrested for throwing money a little too hard at a dancer. This pretty much what happened. He out album release party. He throwing money. He gets some of this money and throws it so hard that it hits one of the dancers in the eye and it messes her eye up. She ends up hitting this man with a misdemeanor a few weeks later. Now, how hard do you got to be throwing some money for something like that to happen? I don't know, but he did it. That wasn't the end of his problem.
I was just finna ask that. How hard do you gotta throw cash for it to injure somebody? Gang had to have a whole wad of 20s or a whole stack of ones and chunk the entire brick at Shawty for it. That's
problems though. This next situation isn't something that I would say is 100% Trey Songz' fault, but it's probably something that's on his mind and that's been on his mind. Back in 2014, right, there was a woman. Her name was Stephanie. Stephanie had a husband. Stephanie also knew Trey Songz. One night, her neighbors heard screaming from her apartment. Then after the screaming, they hearing shots go off, so they called the cops. SWAT team pulls up, cops pull up, they kick through the door, and they see something. They see two dead people in the room. Her and her man, Earl Hayes, and he killed her, but he also himself, and he put the blame on somebody. He was like, I did this because you cheated on me. He put the blame on Trey Songz. He said that Trey Songz and his wife was getting it in. They was doing stuff on the side. She was cheating on him and he couldn't take it no more. So he crashed out. He made a really dumb decision.
Wait. So his wife cheated with a celebrity, Trey Songz. He took it upon himself to not only kill his wife, but to take his own life as well.
We gotta talk. Y'all know it wouldn't be a Todd Global video if we didn't yell.
I don't care how long you and your girl been together. Don't kill yourself over no woman, bro. I love my girl to death. Don't get me wrong. I'd be truly hurt. I'd be pissed. I'd be truly upset if it came out that she messed around and did me dirty. However, I don't care how many years we got in, I'm not killing myself over this, bro. You taking your entire life away from all the years you got ahead of you. And these people probably had kids together and all that. Probably had a beautiful situation. And she just threw that away to sleep with a celebrity. That hurts. I ain't gonna lie. That genuinely probably hurts. My little heartbreak back in the day, that one hurt. So I can just imagine what he went through. Not taking my own life. And it seems like that was probably in his mind his only option at that point, because he probably killed her off of impulse and he didn't want to face the consequences of it, so he offed himself as well. But man, it's never.
This is what TMZ wrote. Hayes, sources connected with Hayes tell us around 2 years ago he separated from Stephanie because of what he says was her affair with Trey Songz. They got back together, but as one friend put it, he was crushed and never got over. We're told he frequently brought up Trey Songz. Hayes accused Stephanie of having multiple affairs with various other entertainers. She was a backup dancer who worked with numerous favorite singers, including Chris Brown and Usher, but we're told Hayes never mentioned them as a source of conflict. He only mentioned Trey Songz as this source of conflict.
With Chris Brown too?
And when she passed away, Trey Songz would be online publicly paying condolences. But this man's problems would only get worse as these years will go on. 2017, more weird cases would get through on him. It said that this time he had a show one night and a female fan came and bought some VIP tickets. But there was a problem. We don't know what the hell was wrong with Trey Songz. We don't know why he was on bad timing this night, but he was on real bad timing. He was real disrespectful to these fans. He was hostile as hell. But that wasn't all she said though. She also said Trey Songz put his hands on her. She said they was in the parking lot trying to flick up. I mean, she just got VIP tickets. She trying to flick up with Trey Songz, but he ain't want to flick up. This is what she said allegedly happened. She tried to take these pictures with him. He ain't want to take the pictures with her, so he smacked her phone. Smacked her phone so hard it hit her in the face and it broke her glasses. But she didn't waste no time trying to sue Trey Songz after this happened. She was like, look, you hurt me, you broke my glasses, you traumatized me. I want 50 racks out of you. But Trey Songz and his allegations would keep getting worse. And like,
now this situation is a little complex. Y'all gotta understand, these celebrities are regular people just like us. Now let's say you done had a long day. You had a long day at work, your boss been on your ass all day. All you wanna do is go home, hop on Fortnite, sip you some, smoke you one if that's what you partake in, and chill with the guys. Or female, vice versa, you get off, you just wanna relax, sit in the tub, whatever you do what you do to decompress. All right, cool, you on your way home, and some random keep bothering you. And you say, I'm not in the mood right now. They keep pestering you, all the way to the point of putting a phone in your face. Like, come on, these, let's be honest, bro. These people are regular people just like us. They go through regular stuff just like us. And for you to keep pestering them, hey man, that's borderline disrespect. And if you're gonna disrespect somebody, you can't get mad at how they respond. Now, should he have put his hands on it if that was the case? It sounds like he just slapped the phone out of hand, and the phone ended up hitting her. That sucks. Not gonna lie, that sucks. The fact she got hit with the phone. But he didn't just flat out smack the girl. He didn't put his hands on her. That's so far in this video, he didn't put his hands on somebody. I don't condone that one. But and look, y'all gotta treat these people like regular people as well. They get annoyed too.
like I said before, I don't know what he was on at this time, but Trey Songz problems just kept coming. He was in constant problems at this point. Just 3 months after alleged.
And I gotta keep adding in on it. I don't condone. I'm not taking sides. I just state my honest opinion. You know me, I'm neutral over here. I just had to put that one out there.
Hitting that woman in the face with the phone, he turns around and does some more bullshit. But this was worse than what he did before. In February 2018, 3 months after the previous situation, Trey Songz would get accused of putting hands on somebody else once again. But this time it was at an NBA All-Star Weekend party. But this woman took it a step further. She wouldn't just sue Trey Songz or try to get him arrested. She would also put a restraining order against Trey Songz. But not only that, there were pictures of what he allegedly did to her online. Trey Songz could be legally blocked from going near a woman who claims he struck her, at least if attorney Lisa Bloom has her way. TMZ has learned that Bloom is going to court Tuesday morning asking the judge for a restraining order on behalf of a woman who claims Trey Songz was putting hands on her during the NBA All-Star Weekend. TMZ broke the story. The woman says her and Trey were at a party and he allegedly hit her out of jealousy because she was talking to another man. Bloom says in the docs that Songz choked her, he was punching, and he was doing that until she fell on the ground and kept going until somebody had to pull him off of her. The woman.
See, now we at a whole different monster. Cause you a celebrity. Like, no glazing. I'm not glazing the nigga at all. But you Trey Songz and you getting upset over one girl looking at another dude or talking to another dude to the extent that you would jeopardize your entire career, cuz, by putting your hands on her, all because she talked to somebody else or looked at somebody else. I ain't gonna lie, cuz, you bogus. You done for that one.
It says that Songz was hitting with such force that it felt as if two men were fighting. She said she suffered bruises to her face and hand. That wasn't it though. She would go on to say that after Trey did all of that, she tries to run away. She gets away, she calls an Uber, but Trey caught up to her. He got her phone, he threw it down the hill. He broke it. But not only did he do it to that phone, she claims that he grabbed her other phone too. Did the same thing. And so right here, this was one of the many stories that will come out against Trey Songz. We this early into this video and we hearing stories like this about him right now,
really?
But that still wasn't the end of this case. She will go on to explain that, look, I got this restraining order because I work in a nightclub. I work in the nightclub industry. Matter of fact, he comes to a lot of the clubs that I go to, so I don't want him anywhere near me. This is what she was claiming. She was claiming that it was that scary. She was that hurt. An article wrote this: Sean's lawyer says that Trey has not spoken with her. He has not attempted to speak with her since the night of the gathering. According to people connected to Songz, the woman has tried reaching out to friends of Trey Songz since the party, but they did not respond to her. And so we had Trey Songz really facing these weird allegations, and it was looking bad because as time would go on, this case would get worse and worse. It would go from, oh, he did this, to getting charged with felony DV. And after Trey Songz would get charged with this, he would actually turn himself in and go on Twitter and say this: "For weeks, my lawyers and management have asked me not to comment on this, and I initially agreed. But this morning, I felt that my fam, the women that raised me, my friends and fans, especially the youth, need to hear from me. I'm being lied on and falsely accused for someone's personal gain." And it would turn out that these tweets wasn't all lying, because yeah, the situation sounded bad. Yeah, he had a felony charge put against him, but it would get dropped. As the case would develop, 12 would think about it and was like, these stories ain't matching up. It's not matching what the witnesses said. It's contradicting itself, all of this. 12 felt like the story was BS, so the whole felony case got dropped against him.
Listen, if this one of them situations, she hit him with a money grab, that's fucked up. Not gonna lie, that's the situation a lot of these celebrities just have to face. Being in the position that you in, people want what you have. If they don't get what they feel like they should get, they'll try to find other means to get it at you, and that's very fucked up. So if this was that case, and she created this whole story about dude, look, that's insane. But
this win would not last long, because 3 months after this case went down and got dropped, he would get sued again, not by a woman, but by a cop. So back in December 2016, Trey was kind of going crazy. He had this show where he was wilding during his performance. He was throwing stuff off stage, throwing mics, heavy stand equipment. Actually, that mic he threw hit somebody in the crowd. It hit a photographer. So all of this going on, he wilding. Cops come in, they trying to arrest him, but he's still acting crazy. He started throwing hands with the cops. Sergeant Avery arrested Trey, tried to take him into custody. When he says Trey fought him and struck him in the face, the officer fell to the ground, hit his head on the concrete. He also allegedly suffered bruising and swelling to his right temple. It was looking bad. But it's also said that Trey Songz was throwing out hateful comments. He was being a little racist. He was talking crazy about the white.
See, this don't help your case, gang. This don't help your situation at all. When you lash out and have a history and a reputation of being a crash out damn near, and then you get new allegations put up against you, bro, that your media presence and your public appearance, your public history, all that come into play.
That's arresting him. Trey will end up getting arrested and charged with assaulting, resisting, and obstructing police officers, as well as aggravated assault. And he pled guilty to 2 counts of disturbing the peace. So over the years, we would have Trey Songz really show the world who he was as a person. Yeah, that one situation got dropped, but getting sued by this many people with very similar charges isn't a good look at all. And you know what Trey Songz does to make it all worse? In the same week that he got sued by that cop, guess what else happened? A female fan comes out suing Trey Songz, claiming that he was on BS once again. If you remember the situation where the first girl was, trying to take a pic because she got the VIP tickets. Well, she said that her cousin was there, and this cousin claims that Trey Songz crashed out on her too. The girl's cousin claimed that Trey Songz was tripping. He was grabbing her arm, twisting it, leaving her with mental and physical injuries. But as these years would go on, we would see Trey Songz really dig himself into a hole that he couldn't escape, an inescapable hole. I mean, he in so much shit right now, I don't know if he can get out. All of these Trey...
It sucks of a situation, but everybody ain't lying, gang. Everybody ain't lying. When you got a person who constantly keep getting the same type of allegations put up against them, it has to be some type of truth to their character. Let's by comparison. Denzel Washington. As far as I know, ain't nobody accused him. Okay. Morgan Freeman. Michael B. Jordan. You get what I'm going with. It's just certain personas and certain characters of how they carry themselves. It's like the stuff you put on yourself.
So gradually increasing until about 2020, where that increase wouldn't be gradual no more. That shit would become explosive. We would see Trey Songz get hit with case after case after case, and these cases, they wasn't no joke. I can't lie. 2021, a lady would come out saying that Trey Songz essayed her at a Las Vegas hotel. Now, this is dangerous grounds on YouTube, so I really gotta watch what I say and heavily censor everything, or this video will get age restricted. But a woman came out saying that Trey Songz essayed her. They was at the hotel, like I said, and she claims he forced himself on her. And Trey Songz would, of course, deny that. And for months, this case would be dragging. People side-eyeing Trey Songz, but it would get dropped. But in the months before this case actually got dropped, 2 separate cases would get put on him. Matter of fact, 2 separate cases got put on him in the same day. The first case, a woman says that in Miami, 2017 New Year's Eve, he violated her. He quote unquote violated her. And Diddy was actually name dropped in the article on
Comment below if you know where that beat came from.
this situation. Trey Songz is being sued by a woman for alleged essay in Miami, and he says her attorney tried paying off key witnesses. The singer filed new legal documents in response to a lawsuit who alleges he violated her while partying with him at a New Year's Eve 2017 party. She claims she was dancing on the couch at the 1111 strip club following a shindig thrown by Diddy that she and Trey attended earlier in the night. She says that Trey allegedly slipped the finger into there, gotta watch what I say, without no consent. But here's the thing. In news paperwork filed by Trey's attorney obtained by TMZ, the singer insists that there's an unnamed witness who's at the center of this whole thing, who can actually clear Trey Songz' name. The article also wrote, they say this witness was with him throughout the whole night at the club, and not only empathetically denies being assaulted herself, but also says that she did not witness Trey Songz do that to anybody. The witness claimed that the people suing Trey Songz tried to approach her with a bid to get her to change the story. They was trying to give her a bag though. They was trying to pay this witness the $100,000 to $200,000 depending on how high she could get Trey and Cole.
I got ADHD. It's hard for me to
so we
focus
had this
with this.
first case right here that was
icon
kind
of
of
Big in the
weird
background.
because we got people
All I
saying
can
that
think
it
about
might
Call
get
of Duty.
throughout. We got people saying that,
Me
oh,
locking.
they trying to get the witness to change the story and all of this and all of that. But what about the second case that came out on the same day? Trey Songz would get in the bad case again, but this case was a $20 million lawsuit. A woman claims that Trey Songz R-worded her in 2016. She said her and Trey did things consensually, but there was one time where it didn't go that way. On March 24th, 2016, she claimed she was R-worded by Trey Songz. She called him a savage R-worder. She says this night they went upstairs and she thinking they about to get down consensually, but they got in the room and it didn't go that way. What happened this night, or what she claims happened this night, is very graphic. I can't say exactly what happened because we're on YouTube, but it said that he forced himself onto her. She asked him to stop. He didn't stop. She called it brutal R. And after it happened, she ends up getting out of there. She calls an Uber. The driver says she was in distress, so the driver takes her to the hospital. Hospital gives her an SA kit, and they seen that her parts down there had real bad damage that could possibly require.
Look, for everybody watching, I don't care how long you been messing with a girl. All right, y'all could be sleeping together every day of the week for 6 months straight. That one time she say no, bro, pack up, man. Put your Jimmy up and leave the premises. If you at home, politely have her leave the premises. Or you ain't gotta kick out. Just kick it on some other time. But do not, bro. I've seen this in real life. Do not just assume. Okay, how often she gave it to you, how long y'all been kicking it. Do not ever assume that you are entitled to get it, bro. That's not how this works.
Her surgery. Now at this time, she didn't accuse Trey Songz. She didn't say, oh, Trey Songz did this to me. But later on, she would come out name dropping him. She said that she was so scared and her mind wasn't right at the time. She didn't name drop. But there was a big problem with this case. She accused him of this in 2023, 2022? And that was a little too long. The statute of limitations already ran out at this point. So she filed this case against him, but legally, it's done because the statute of limitations ran out. Meaning her time period to actually put this crime on Trey Songz to get him behind bars ran out.
Doesn't that like vary state to state?
Throughout
though?
2023, we would see Trey Songz get into so many different
Like a
situations.
federal thing?
I mean, his bad experience with Keke Palmer ended up blowing up again in 2023.
You guys, I'm honestly so upset and so livid that Trey Songz put me in his artist's video because I told him I didn't want to be in that goddamn video. Literally, I had so much fun New Year's, my trip to Miami. And then the last day, I went to his house because they was having a party. And I've known Trey since I was 12.
I've seen all that. If y'all don't know about this story, tune into my boy Prince's video. I already got this story. It's a long one. I remember how long this video was.
One woman said that not only that, more people would come out accusing Trey Songz of things. Like one woman said that Trey Songz had put the beats on her in New York. Tell us the alleged victim filed a report in late December claiming Trey Songz punched her in the face repeatedly while inside a bathroom alley. We're told she alleges Trey Songz dragged her by the hair and she was taken to the hospital for what cops noted were minor injuries, visible minor injuries. Our sources say that the woman is a worker at this establishment and it's unclear what might have precipitated this. There's not much context beyond her account, although our sources say the woman recognized Trey and identified him by name to the police after the fact. But that wasn't the only, it wasn't just her he put hands on. It said that another employee got hands put on him by Trey Songz. So it was looking real bad for Trey, but he got lucky. He put the beats on 2 people same night, and I guess his lawyer was working overtime because he ended up getting a plea deal that dropped not 1 or 2 charges, but dropped all 10 of the charges that he got put on him that night. There was something else he had to do. He would get all 10 of these charges dropped if he went to 12 anger management classes. I don't know what Trey Songz had going on, but he really might be up there with Diddy. With the amount of shit that he done got put on him, I'm surprised people haven't made a surviving Trey Songz doc yet, because this nigga is sick. And I mean, this still isn't the end of his legal battles, because fast forward to 2023, October 2023, we would see Trey Songz get put in even more lawsuits. But this time he was sued by 2 women. They claim they went to a house party of his and they woke up after being passed out to him allegedly forcing himself on both of them. What they claim happened that night is this. The women claim they took over to Trey's home and were forced to give a password and turn over their phones to gain admittance. Inside, they say it was mostly women and a handful of men, and that the ladies were pressured to drink alcohol from unsealed bottles. And
this sucker shit, not gonna lie. Okay, I understand having people turn over their phones when you a celebrity, you don't want people in there recording what's going on and the activities of your party. I get that. Giving you my password, and on top of that, pressuring women to drink. Look, man, it's a lot of niggas out here do it. It's a lot of niggas out here do it. You pull up to the function, y'all niggas damn near force the liquor down the women throat. Like y'all forcing girls to get drunk, peer pressure and all that, just for the just for the chance for you to crack. Like that, like y'all niggas game ain't strong enough to crack without her being heavily influenced down there to the point where she about to pass out. That's not cool, dog. That ain't like, man, it's a lot of y'all niggas out here like that too.
In the suit, the women say that they suddenly felt overwhelmingly intoxicated despite drinking what they felt was a modest amount, and they believed that they were. They claim they sat on the couch.
Oh no, you were Diddy.
And that's when Trey swooped in, led them upstairs, where they passed out with their clothes on. They say after they woke up, Trey Songz was allegedly doing what they say he did. But
that's oh damn, I can't say that. That's grape. Hey, that's the word that we can't say on YouTube. I don't care how you put it. Look, if you get a girl and y'all hanging out and she get drunk to the point where she can't remember what's going on, or she passes out, or she blacks out, and you proceed to have relations with said girl and she wakes up the next day and don't remember and files a charge against you, bro, you're cooked. Bro. That's SA. That's R word, hard, big R word, bro. It ain't worth it. That's not the way to go about getting cheeks.
That still wasn't the end of the story. They say they wake up, they get Trey Songz off them or whatever, and they got into an argument with Trey Songz. Mad, they didn't want to shower with him or some weird shit like that. And not only that, but he didn't want to give their phones back. Remember, he took their phones in order to get in the party, but he didn't want to give them back. And they got into this whole argument. Get my phone, nigga. Nigga ain't want to give him their phone. Security guard ends up stepping in.
Because he's scared of what they about to say or what they about to do.
This was a case back in 2023. Who knows what other cases are in store for that man? For you to get this many allegations put on you, for one, a case that he got lucky on. That case only got dropped because of the statute of limitations. Who knows what that shit could have turned into?
Wait, that one got dropped?
What if it was real? What if there was actual evidence there that proves that he allegedly did what that woman claims he did? He would have been out of here, but he got lucky. I mean, with all these allegations getting put on you, it's only a matter of time before one of these.
You cook. Not gonna lie, that one might be the one. If that case is still ongoing, that one might be the, Lord forbid, man, that might be the one. Look, man, y'all stop trying to get these women beyond drunk just so you can have a chance to crack. That's not the way to go about it. Man, with that being said, y'all get money, stay out the way, stay safe. To the next one.